Yo guys, what's up? We're gonna go back to the basics, and I'm gonna go over a little bit about the eye. The eye is kind of probably the first thing people draw when they first start drawing, and I kind of want to go into it more. I'm gonna be using a pen, and first thing I want to do is I want to go into the eye. If he's looking that way, you know, if you're looking to the left or right in profile. Wait a minute, let me focus that. Yeah. So the eye, when you're looking at it, when the head is looking to the right or left, you know, like profile view, it's gonna be more like this. It's gonna look kind of like this pizza slice. You know what I mean, with an iris in it. That's like the first. That's like the 101 because people tend to draw them the way they did in the hieroglyphics. You know, where their head is looking in profile, but their eye is still looking forward at you. So that would be, again, a big thing. You know, you throw the eyelid up here, it has another shape to it. I'm going to be going over really quick on tips. Looking forward, let's say there's two eyes, right? I'll just put in a shape there. If you simplify their form down, like really simplify it into polygons, it's going to have this big, it's going to have that simplified form. There's going to be a peak right here and a peak down on the below, on the bottom. Same thing for the other eye. Everybody's eyes are different. What I'm going over is a bunch of averages, you know what I'm saying? And then you kind of like change from those averages. Especially, and you do kind of build on stereotypes too when you're drawing, let's say an Asian type or different types of eyes. You are kind of building on that. Asian eyes tend to have no eyelids, and that's just like, again, a stereotype, But you're doing that so the viewer understands what you're looking at. You kind of have to be stereotypical. You have to use these stereotypes. Um, Another thing about the eye, let's say if we were to take the simplified form right there, and it is kind of an opening, like I said. So you have the eyelid up here. Some people's eyelids are bigger, some are not, are non-existent. And this is just a general rule. You have to remember that there is a ball that it's covering. You know what I'm saying? So like when you think of the eye, think of the eyelid as wrapping around a sphere. Let me pull that up here. Think of the eye as wrapping around the sphere. And that's going to help you a whole lot more. Because when you're thinking about it like that, it's just going to look more three-dimensional when you draw it, See the tear duct would be around the corner here. That's another little thing to remember. I'm just gonna go boom, 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 boom fast with these little things that I try to remember. Another thing about the eye is, okay, if you're drawing let's say you're drawing the pupil and iris, right? And this is just a general rule of thumb. People like to make it like, if you're to draw the iris and pupil, they want to make it like a third of the entire eyeball. You know what I mean? So if you draw the eye over here, the pupil and iris together, they would make up about a third of the way. And that's total, like I said, average. People are different. And then, if you were to get, like, let's say you get even smaller, right? You talk about the pupil and iris. The iris is the middle black portion. That would be a third of that ball. You know what I mean? So you have a third and another third on the inside. Looks like a boob. Anyways, I'm going to change that so it doesn't look like a boob anymore. The highlight. When we're talking about highlights, there tends to be two highlights when you're looking at an eye, and we'll use this eye right here. When an eye, let's say the light's coming from this side, right? The highlight tends to be, you tend to see some light going on the inside of the, well, actually this is really detailed, so this one take with a grain because I know this is more of a style thing. When you're shading in the iris, sometimes you'll see some light over here on this side. It gets lighter and it gets really dark up top. And people wonder why that happens, you know, especially since the light source is coming from here. You would think that the highlight would be all the way up here on the top, when you know what I mean. The reason for that is because if you want to get really technical, anatomically, the iris, which is the inside part, is kind of a bowl. So when it hits the back of this bowl as opposed to the top. That one I'll go into it more in another video. You know, actually, I don't know if that one fits in here. It's more of a stylistic thing. But like I said, remember those quick tips. Thing about the eye looking left. Like I said, the iris. We're gonna go through them again. So when you look left, it's more of a triangle. That's the 101. The eye turns into this more triangular shape. Remember the ball. You're actually looking at a ball with kind of a cut. Think of it as a ball with a cut in it. You know what I mean? Where the eyelid wraps around it, and somebody just cut something to make an eye, an eyelid, you know, to kind of expose the eye. And then remember that the iris, the pupil and iris together are 1/3 of the entire eye width, and then the iris itself is 1/3. I'm sorry, the pupil itself is 1/3 of the iris. You know. Anyways, guys, those are some quick tips. Let me know what you think. Shoot me back some comments, and I'll see you later.